We're here in the centre of coffee world with Lordi, Lordi Bunt. Where's the Lordi Lord come from? You're a lord, aren't you?
Well, I'm a
landowner.
Yeah. Well, a square foot in Scotland somewhere. Yes. But no, I think the Lordi Lord comes from the fact that 2 people brought me lordships for my 50th. So rather than just being a lord, you thought the 2 lords was a Lordi Lord was
excellent,
more appropriate.
And you are Lordi Lord of coffee.
Indeed.
I've got some issues.
Go on.
Shall we be grinding our own coffee?
You've definitely got issues.
That's good radio. That's good radio right there. I know radio listeners, you can't see this, but Lady Penelope is wobbling with mirth. Thanks, Andrew.
You're welcome.
That's a bit close. Should we grind our own beans? What's the benefit of freshly ground beans?
Well, obviously the coffee's fresher if you're grinding your own. It depends on what you want to do and what sort of coffee you have at home. Obviously, if you've got a machine where you need to grind coffee, it is beneficial because it's fresher. It has a crisper, cleaner taste to it.
Has it to do with oxidation? Or?
Yeah, it's the fresher the bean from the roaster. It's just it has that much crisper, cleaner taste. Over time it will oxidise and it will go stale. So the fresher it is, the better.
Whether ritual, isn't it? That's nice.
Yeah, it depends. If you've got a little machine where sort of like a semi-professional machine, you can make a good coffee. You get a nice espresso. You get a good extraction from the coffee. Even if you're just having cafetiere coffee or filter coffee, it's still best just to if you can just grind your own. Either a little grinder or a hand grinder, just to the different consistency and coarseness that you need.
And there is something significant about the quality of the grain, isn't it? I'm not using coffee language here. You can give me the right coffee language. There's a coarse grind, isn't there?
Yeah, depending on what you're making. If you're going sort of for cafetiere, you have it very coarsely ground because you're using the plungers. If you're doing filter coffee, not so coarse, but you still want it coarse because obviously the water's got to go through it.
Yes.
The finer it is, the more exact the extraction is. So with espresso, for example, you're looking for a certain extraction point to give it its strength, and by grinding it down, you're creating more surface area for the water to force through to then give you the extraction of your espresso to give you the strength of the coffee. So you're looking for an extraction of about 18 to 20 seconds for an espresso, sort of about a fluid ounce.
Would that be longer with finer?
Yeah, so it's getting it right, because if you go too fine, it just won't extract. It will just go all muddy and you very difficult. No water will come through. It just becomes like mud. So you're looking for that not too fine, not too coarse, so it actually flows, and you get that extraction where you get the nice flow. It's called a rat's tail. So it starts thick at the head and goes down to a point, and you then get the nice crema in the top of your coffee.
Very, very elegant description there. A rat's tail.
Yep.
Yes. Not too fine and not too coarse. Bit of my sense of humour.
So
roasting makes a difference, doesn't it?
Well, roasting will actually decide what your coffee will taste like. It's probably the most important part. Different coffees will roast, or different beans rather, will roast in different ways. And you can go anything from sort of a light roast to a darker roast.
Right. I was going to say, I know a medium roast, what are the other?
Yeah, so it's anything in between. So the higher the temperature of the roasting process, because what you're doing when you're roasting is you're actually taking a lot of the water out of the bean.
Yes. Yeah.
And it chemically changes it, because there's a lot of tannins and that in the coffee beans. So a higher temperature roast, so if you roasted it for 16 minutes at about 218 degrees, that's the sort of the typical roast. But you can go either way on that. You can roast for longer at a lower temperature, or you can roast shorter at a higher temperature, and it will affect what you get out of your coffee. Because the water is, obviously you're extracting the water out and you're burning the coffee bean. So when you grind it, that char part of it will affect the roast.
Did you say charred?
Charred.
Where do you come from?
Down under.
Down under.
Yeah, but not the popular one.
Yes. Freeze-dried coffee.
Yeah,
An abomination against God and King Charles.
it's what you like, isn't it? I mean, and what you can make at home. Not everyone has the the ability to have an all singing, all dancing machines. Nothing wrong with instant coffee. It's what you like and what people
Very gracious of you.
Yeah, I'm not a coffee snob by any means. I'll drink whatever's put in front of me.
But if you were a coffee snob, and people were to start on the road to being a coffee connoisseur endorsed by Lordi Lord.
Well, that's difficult. Obviously,
you're talking like a capuchin. You'd see the eyebrows.
Obviously, you'd have to have the cafe crema roast supplied by Tomoko Espresso, because that would be the optimum flavour.
So it's the right choice of bean.
But it's choosing what you like. If you like a more bitter coffee, then 100% Arabica is ideal for that, because it's a more bitter roast because it is all Arabica. So what you do is you add a certain amount of Robusta into that, which levels it off and takes the sharpness of the coffee off.
Robusta, Arabica,
Arabica, that's the two main beans, yeah.
And do they come from different regions?
They're all over the place. Most of the coffee I have roasted comes from Tanzania, and then they blend in different Arabicas from different areas, Brazil and that. And the Robusta will generally grow at lower levels, right. And it's, as its name suggests, it's a more robust product, so it will grow most places. Whereas the Arabica is always growing up much higher altitude.
Is it all from Yemen originally? That's the legend.
Well, yeah, you got the legend of Kaldi, where it's the goat herder who noticed his goats getting a bit active after drinking the berries, eating the berries. So then started the extracting that, and then that's where one of the legends. There's several, but that's the main one that people subscribe to, and then on into Ethiopia, where coffee became more popular, and then through the years. Into the early 1900s, when they the first sort of extraction method with the coffee machine under pressure sort of came in about 1910, I think that started, and it's just gone on from there.
And the Italians lead the field?
Apparently, but it depends on what you read.
And who you're connected to.
Yeah.
You're a bit of a music lover, aren't you?
A little bit.
A bit eclectic.
Yeah, like a good mix.
Any flavours at the moment? Favourites?
I'll get back to you on that one.
Brilliant.
I'll have to work on that.
Stay tuned for Andrew's favourites.